What's good, y'all? Okay, so yeah, this is kind of an impromptu YouTube video. I don't know what the fuck made me want to do one, but I was sitting in the chair already, so might as well. Don't mind the fucking kids screaming outside. There's a playground outside. Ugh. Since this is kind of random, I just thought I would do a story time. Y'all always ask like for story times, so I'm just gonna think of an occasion that happened in my life that was pretty wild, and fuck it, I'm gonna tell y'all. Okay, this is just a funny fucking story, so it's really random, but I'm gonna tell it. Okay, so I really don't want y'all to judge me after this fucking story, because I was really stupid in this moment. I don't know why the fuck I did this, but I did it. So it was last year. It was winter 2019. Yeah, it was winter 2019. I think that's when I was in school. I don't even fucking remember at this point, but sometime then I went to Wayne State, and I barely fucking went there. Like, I attended classes, but I only had 2 classes like in the like on campus, and then 2 were online. But I was only on campus 3 days out the week. Like, one of my classes was Tuesday, Thursday, and then one of them was Wednesday once a week. So I was barely at the fucking school. So I never had a parking pass or anything. I would just park across the street from my building, because I don't go there. I don't need to. And I didn't live there. I commuted. So I didn't have a parking spot, so I always just parked in this random little parking lot. And it was a safe parking lot. Like, it wasn't like some dark alley. It was a student parking lot. Like, you can park there or whatever. So I parked there every single fucking day, because that's where I want to park. It's literally right across the street from my building. That's my little parking spot. So I usually parked there every day. I was friends with the little parking man. Shit was smooth. And when I tell you, I really used to just like go to class and dip. Like, I would go to school at like 11:30. Class would be out at 2. I would drive like 30 minutes back home, smoke, and then go to work. Like, I was never there. I didn't have any friends. Well, I had 3 friends total, but I never really seen any of them. I only had one of them because I made friends with her because we had, I don't know, we sat next to each other in class. So yeah, I was barely at that bitch. So one day, I think I even had work this day. I just knew I had to leave class and go hit up my weed man, because I needed some weed to smoke before work, because I like to smoke before work. And he wasn't responding. So I got in my car, I pulled out of the little parking lot, and you know how, well, at least in my car, the door doesn't automatically lock until, you know, you start driving, like you pick up some speed. So my door was unlocked. I wasn't really thinking nothing of it. But mind you, my school was in Detroit, and although it was like a college campus or anything, like, it's still Detroit. It would be homeless people right outside the fucking buildings. Like, you will still see crackheads and random like just street niggas, because it's really just like in the middle. Like, it's not a college campus for real. I mean, if it is, I didn't see that part, but where I was at, it was just highways and fucking roads and shit. So where was I even going with this story? What? Long story short, I'm trying to like pull out the parking lot and go get some weed, and this boy walked by, and he's like, "Hey, you fine as shit." I was like, "Oh my god, thank you." And he's like, "Where you going?" I'm like, "Nigga, home." He's like, "Man, you going home?" I'm like, "Yes, bro, I'm just trying to go home. I'm trying to smoke, go home, and go to work. I don't have time for this." He's like, "Oh, you smoke?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to go get some weed right now, and you're in the way of it. Move." Like, and like, he looked like he could have been a student, but he might have been like a little older student. I don't know, maybe like a student that don't be passing classes, so maybe like 27. Who knows? I don't fucking know. I don't know the man to this day. But he's like, "Oh, I'm a plug." I'm like, "You a plug?" He's like, "Man, everybody on this campus know me. Like, I be selling everybody weed." I'm like, well, sir, I don't know everybody, so I don't know your credentials, so I don't know. You could be lying, you could be telling the truth. And he was like, man, literally everybody know me. I'm like, okay. He was like, yeah, I could sell you some. The first dumb mistake I made was probably thinking like, you know, maybe I should buy this man's weed. It could have been whole crack cocaine that he sold me. But I was like, well, my plug is not responding to me. I'm on a time frame, and this nigga trying to sell me an eighth right now. Why would I wait when I can get the eighth now? So yeah, that's where I made my first fucking mistake. I'm like, all right, sure, I'll buy some off of you. I think I only ended up like, I said I was gonna get like 2 grams. He's like, all right, bet. Next thing I know, I'm thinking he just finna give it to me out the window. Like, shit, he said he had it on him. Next thing I know, this nigga get in my car. I'm like, he's like, yeah, my house is like right up there. Just pull me over there, like drive me over there, because my friend's about to come pick me up. And I'm like, and I had to move because there's cars behind me in the parking lot at this point. They can't go around. It's a chaotic parking lot. I'm like, oh my fucking God. So you know what my stupid ass does? Stupid mistake number 2, I take the nigga with me. I'm like, okay, where your house at? He really did live like right there from where I was parked at. So I was like, okay, we can make this quick. It's broad daylight. There's people walking around. There's college kids all over this bitch. Like, and I have a knife. I'll kill him if anything happens. Like, I really just want 2 grams and I'm gonna come. So while I'm driving, you know, we were having a normal conversation. He was being nice and shit. It wasn't no weird shit at first. He was just like, oh, you know, how you been? Then I'm like, I'm good. How are you? How was your class? We were just chit-chatting. He's like, you know, I'm a Scorpio. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm a Pisces. He's like, yeah, I'm a freaky nigga. I'm like, you what? This nigga's like, oh, I love a bitch with glasses. Yeah, you wear glasses? I'm like, you see these glasses on my face. Nigga, where's your house at? He's like, yeah, you just so beautiful. You look beautiful and educated. You look like you passed your classes. You just... The nigga had the nerve to say, I ain't never got head from a bitch with glasses. I'm like, damn, you just gonna have to go another day because, sir, I'm gay. Like, I have a whole girlfriend, baby boy. He was like, okay, for sure, for sure. Yeah, you know, I'm a freaky nigga. You know, them Scorpios like that type of shit. I'm like, this is where I done fucked up. This is it. This is the fucking damn. Now my fight or flight senses are on because I'm like, oh, damn, I'm gonna have to kill this nigga in broad daylight. I got work at 5 o'clock. I got class tomorrow. This is gonna hold up my day. But it never got to that point. I promise y'all. Like, no trigger warnings needed. It would have never gotten that far. I promise. He would have just died. Like, there would have been no, I would have been in jail. Y'all would have been saying free Asha till it's backwards. So I drop him off to his house and he has the weed. And honestly, the weed looked and smelled marvelous. And he was smoking during this whole process. Like, he was smoking when I picked him up. He was smoking in my car, which I didn't really appreciate. But he was like, well, honestly, we can just finish smoking this together real quick. And I was like, fuck it. Mistake number 3. Why did I do that? But my reasoning then, I was like, it shouldn't be laced or it shouldn't be anything bad because this nigga been smoking it this whole time and he has his full faculties. He's not crazy. He's just a little weird and freaky, but he's not cracked out. So I'm like, well, shit, I'm finna get some weed and I'm finna get smoked down. I felt like a bad bitch. Because, you know, bad bitches and pretty bitches, they always get to smoke for free. And niggas just smoke them down. That don't really happen to me no more. So I was like, okay, I'll smoke. And it wasn't a whole wood. It was literally like this much left. So yeah, that was probably mistake number 3. So while we smoking, he already gave me my weed. He had been gave it to me. And his friends were like literally like pulling up. And he's still just talking freaky and shit. Again, fight or flight. I had already took pictures of him just on the lowest of keys. I was over here like, ha, snip, snip. I took videos. I sent it to my one other friend at that college. I sent it to him like, do you know this nigga? He was like, no, but if I see him, I'm gonna kill him. I'm like, but yeah, I really captured all evidence if I needed to. And he was, oh my God, his smell, he was the most sour smelling man I ever smelled. He was just so musty. I would be able to pick that smell out in a mile. I would know it was him. Like, I don't remember his name, but I know that smell of him was stuck in my car for like 3 days, and I was pissed. I was pissed. His friends end up pulling up, and he's like, you know, you could just keep the rest of the wood. And I never got to pay him. Like, I was gonna cash app him or like give him cash, but in the midst of him being freak nasty, he forgot that I was even supposed to get charged for that weed. So I got 2 grams for free, and I also got to smoke a wood of some very, very good weed. Like, yeah, the whole situation was pretty sketchy, but I got some fire ass. Like, his weed was so good as fuck. Like, oh my god, the weed was great. The fact that the weed was great. I got free weed. I got a free wood. Yeah, I got harassed a little bit, and I was very upset. I'm not gonna lie. After all of it happened, I went home and I called my one friend, EJ, who I literally only had one fucking friend at that whole college. But I called him. I'm like, yeah, I did something fucking stupid, but I let a nigga in my car. No, actually, I didn't even have to call him. He called me. I texted him the picture of the man. I was like, you know him? He's like, no, how do you know him? I'm like, yeah, he just got in my car. And he instantly called me like, so what happened now? Yeah. Can y'all believe that? Can y'all believe I really did that stupid ass shit? To this day, I am so disappointed in myself, because that was just a very bad judgment call. I mean, it worked out because he didn't do nothing, but I mean, he could have, and I would have had to went to jail. So, but I think of it, I can't think of the bad things, you know. I gotta think of the perks of the situation. I got free weed, and I didn't get killed. I just had to talk to a musty man for like 5 minutes. Yeah, his friends picked him up. I never got his name. Well, I got his name for like, I don't know, I forgot it instantly, but I didn't get his number or anything. Like, I never saw the nigga again. He never was on campus again. I'm pretty sure he just doesn't attend that college. I think he just walks around. But yeah, I whole ass let that man in my car. Let a stranger in my car. What I want y'all to take away from this, and the lesson in this video, is don't be fucking stupid like me. Cause that was dumb as fuck. You never let a stranger in your car. You know how much crazy shit is going on? People are getting kidnapped, killed, sex trafficked, gone missing and shit. That could have just, I don't know why I didn't think of that. I'm just very trusting sometimes, and sometimes I'm too nice, way too nice for my own good and my own safety, because I don't know, I don't be wanting to see the bad in people. I was like, no, he wouldn't do that. Yeah, he's just weird and hopped in my car, but he wouldn't hurt me. You can't think like that in today's world. You have to just automatically assume that somebody might not be okay until they give you signs that they're not creepy. So never let a stranger in your car. I'm very happy I never seen that man again, because I probably would have shitted on myself if I did. But don't let strangers in your car.